Yes, sir, Skill. You tuned in to another edition of Infinite Vibes, provided by Taste and powered by Dash Radio. I'm Moran, the man. My lovely co-host DJ P-Lex and D-Lou are in the building.
Yes, we here.
Everybody looking good. Everybody looking great. And this is one of the type of moments where we get excited about because it's always good to be able to let everybody know about an artist who's on the come up. I don't know if we can say he's a new artist because he's been doing this thing for a minute. He got millions of streams.
Basically, he's been doing that.
He's a new artist to us.
There it is. New artist to us.
Exactly.
There we go. New artist to our listeners. Please introduce yourself to our listeners. My brother.
Bugus. My name is Bugus. B-U-G-U-S. From Atlanta, Georgia. From Nigeria as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we all know, well, I know that you've been doing music for a while and you also are best friends with Russ. Y'all started a business together, but, you know, separately from your relationship with Russ, you really are dope with this music thing.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. So, you know, how did you really get started?
So, before we get into that, let me do something real quick.
Go ahead.
So, I want to come with gifts first.
This is the first.
Well, because it's
love it.
to get into the story, I gotta, you know, it's all gonna make sense.
This is the brand.
Yeah, this is the brand, exactly. This is the brand.
Show the camera.
Diamond.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
The camera
sir.
right here. You know what I'm saying?
So we all know that Diemon is an acronym. Why don't you go ahead and let us all know what
The
it stands
acronym
for?
is Do It Every Day, Music or Nothing.
Ooh.
So,
okay.
yeah, it's the brand. I brought a hoodie for everybody.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that. Thank you so
No
much.
problem. My grandma told me
that.
you don't go anywhere without bringing gifts, so.
Oh, yeah, the Nigerian way.
Wise
Nigerian
word.
way.
There we go, Nigerian.
Wise word.
Word.
Thank you.
That's fire.
It smell good. Did you put some fragrance on this?
I don't
I
think
know,
so.
right?
It smell good.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Okay.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Some diamond gear.
And I got one more for, I guess, your cameraman, right?
Hey, Trent.
Yeah.
There we go,
Look,
Trent.
yes.
Shout out to Trent.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so
Yes,
basically,
yes.
so how I got started was I was playing football and basketball in high school and everything, and then like I kind of just got to the point where it was like I didn't want to do something where, because you know when you start playing junior varsity and varsity, you start doing 2-a-days. You got practice at 6 a.m, then you got practice at 4 p.m. So it's like I was putting in all that work, but then come game day, you know, the coach just kind of he plays who he wants to play.
Right.
But it's like I put in all this work, I've been sweating all this shit, so I kind of said to myself, I was like, I want to do something where my success or my failure is gonna be in my hands. So after I stopped basketball and after I stopped team sports, I went to box for like 3-4 months. I tried mixed martial arts for like 3-4 months, and I was just kind of like, nah. I mean, this is cool, but I don't want to make a living doing this shit. Like, I don't. Can I cuss?
Yes.
Okay. It's like I don't want to be taking punches, and no, it's like I can't. I don't want to do that for a living. You know, it's dope. So, I was kind of like everybody else. You know, at lunch you rap, freestyle at the table or whatever. Like, go to a party, sip a little something. You know what I'm saying? It's a regular like thing, and then I walk into English class one day in about 10th grade. And like Russ, we and Russ went to the same high school. So I walk in and he's playing. He tapped me on my shoulder and he was like, yo, check this out. He put a headphone in my ear and it's a beat. So I'm listening to the beat. I'm like, okay, this is pretty dope. And he's like, I made it. I'm like, what? You make beats? You know what I'm saying? I'm completely surprised. And then at the time, I was like, my boy is rapping. I had a friend who was a rapper already. And I was like, we all had the same lunch period. So I'm like, I'm going to introduce y'all at lunch. You produce, he raps. Just put it together. So I started off like, helping a rapper go to the studio, like taking him to Russ's studio.
Right.
And I would give him bars, help with song ideas.
Ghostwriting early, okay.
Yeah, I was doing all of that. And then I kind of noticed we had like a little high school group, and I wasn't like on the mic or anything. I would just help write and give people bars and stuff. And then I kind of noticed they didn't have that passion for it. Like they didn't want to do it as bad as I wanted to do it. So after a while, I was just kind of like, man, let me try to rap it myself. So that's like exactly how I started. I started rapping in Russ's house. I was probably like 16. And then I did that for like a year. And then I was like, nah, I really want to take it seriously. So I went down to Guitar Center, got a laptop, got a microphone, got some speakers. And then I was able to just go just give it my all, you know?
Fire.
Yeah.
Cool.
So like Russ wasn't, when he's initially beat making, he wasn't rapping at that time?
No. Russ was just producing beats. And we had a little group in high school, and he would make all the beats. And he was just making beats at that time. And then, you know, when the other kids in the group kind of like stopped coming to the studio, stopped being as passionate about it, it was just me and him left.
Right.
And I was just like, bro, I'll rap. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. And then he was like, all right, I produce. I was like, bet.
Fire.
You know, so we just...
So basically, y'all went through that series where y'all basically had to weed out the wheat.
Yeah. You know, like the people who just aren't as committed and, you know, just didn't want it as bad. I remember like, you know, senior year of high school, going to the football games on Friday is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we didn't go to one football game. Like it was all because Friday is the only time we had free time.
Right.
So it's like we can get into the studio Friday, we can get into the studio Saturday, and we can get into the studio Sunday, and then you got school Monday. So we didn't go to the football games. We just wanted to be at the studio. So we just wanted it way more than everybody else.
That's
you know?
hard.
Yeah.
And that's dope. So like, where was the studio at?
It was at his basement.
Okay,
It
wow.
was at his house. Yeah.
At 17?
But when I say studio now, it was like, okay, we had a computer, but we had a camera stand as the mic stand. We had a $20 mic from Walmart. We had the hanger with the pantyhose as the pop filter. And we didn't have speakers. We had a guitar amp as the playback. So it wasn't like a studio, but you know, we just put together makeshift equipment, put it in one room in the basement, and that was our little vibe.
Should have known they were gonna be successful. Because if you just really are proactive and just create, like that's just different. Because everybody will sit there and just be like, okay, I don't have the equipment, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
We'll make a way. Like
you have to make a way for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, Russ. I remember I walked into his house and he already had it all makeshift set up. He had like a karaoke mic. It wasn't like any good type of mic like this. Like it was a karaoke mic. And we didn't have like a real mic stand. He had a camera stand, and he had a hanger as the pop filter, and he put a little pantyhose on the hanger. Right. And the most legit thing he had was a real computer. Right. Everything else was a makeshift version of what it was supposed to actually be. Right. Yeah.
Now that's interesting because you know, like you were saying earlier, y'all really had to weed out the wheat to get to this point. So what was it like as I started to get some progress? Because one thing about y'all team is like y'all not ashamed to talk about the struggles. Like y'all collective have talked about how y'all would do a show and nobody would come. Yeah, nobody would come. I mean, we did a lot of shows like that. You know, 5 people in the crowd and 2 of them are people who came with you. You know what I'm saying? Like 6 people in the audience and 2 of them came with me. So it's like you go through that, and honestly, that's not even a bad thing because if it's your first time performing, it's practice, and it's like if it's your first time performing, it's easier to break that ice. You know, you may not want to, because my first show was 6 people. My second show was 1,100, and they didn't come to see me. I opened up for Sci-Hi the Prince, and I opened up for Sci-Hi the Prince, Yellow Wolf, and Big Crit at the Masquerade, and it was packed out. But I'm glad that my first show ever was just a few people because it made it a little less, you know, intimidating for me. Right. So then when I went up there to do the Sci-Hi show, I can't say that I was ready. Because I only had one little show where I did maybe 4 songs. You know, it wasn't even like a full set. I just did maybe 20 minutes. And so then I did the other show, and he kind of just threw me to the wolves, and I just had to kind of swim. It was either sink or swim, and I swam. Absolutely.
So how would you describe your sound? Because you're from Atlanta, but you have your African roots from Nigeria.
Yeah.
So like, how would you describe your sound? Because you have that.
Yeah, I would say my sound is like, it's not, I don't rap about the same things everybody raps about in a sense, and I would say I have like a lot more lyrical content in my stuff, and you know, I just try to put a message in my music, and I also you want to have the mindless songs, like you want to have the like turned up stuff. You just need that balance, but for the most part, it's like I put a lot of thought into my music. Right. Yeah, so like it's not just trap, or it's not, and I love trap music, don't get me wrong, but it's more lyrical than usual. And I used to always tell Russ this. I used to always say, when we pop, we're going to pop all over the world. Because, you know, if I had a Southern twang in my voice, I think I would have popped off in Atlanta more. Like every rapper from Atlanta sounds like an Atlanta person. Right. If you look at everybody who's blown up from Atlanta, they sound like they're from Atlanta. Right. So I always knew that might be holding us back locally right now, but it's going to be to our advantage globally in the future. And I think, and I think that kind of happened. Right. Yeah.
What is your family like? You know, being from Nigeria.
Well, my dad's in the other room.
Oh, shout out to your dad.
Real OG too. Hey. Like you gotta see this man.
Like when you told them, you know, you wanted to do music. Yeah. What was that like?
Excuse me. They were supportive. It was just kind of like, stay in school and we'll support you. Mm-hmm. You know, so they were supportive of it. I can't say that would have been their first choice for me or anything, because it's like a risk. It's like a what's the word? It's a very risky career path. Like you may make it, you may not make it, and like every parent fears their kid ended up on the side of the street somewhere, just cracked out because the shit didn't work.
Right.
So they were worried about that, you know, but I think over time they saw that I was dead serious about it. So I think that kind of made them feel a bit more comfortable.
Super dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they were supportive, though. My parents were supportive for sure.
Yeah. Nah, that's tight, man. Yeah. So what is it like for you when y'all get to go out on the road and see y'all success worldwide? Because even from outside of you and Russ working together, you've done shows overseas. Like you did a show in Germany, I believe, right?
Yeah, I did a tour in Germany right before the pandemic hit. At the end of 2019, did a tour and then came back within 2 months. Everything just closed down. I would have been back there by now if not for the pandemic. But yeah, it's amazing because it's like you see. I honestly couldn't believe it because it's just hard to fathom that your music is connecting and you don't have a record deal, you're not on the radio. It's just hard to fathom that the music is connecting with people on the other side of the world. And then they come to the show, they have some lyrics tattooed, or they may have the Diamond logo tattooed, you know, and then they don't speak English. Like after the show, they'll be trying to communicate and they don't speak not a word of English. Yeah. But during the show, you saw that same person screaming lyrics in English word for word. So it's crazy doing shows overseas. It's amazing.
Fire.
Wow. Yeah. Do you have any plans on going back?
Oh, for sure. Once everything opens back up, I want to go back and tour in Europe for sure.
For sure. Yeah. So you are Nigerian and you rap. Could you see yourself making some Afrobeat?
Yeah, I feel like I could do a song or two. I don't want to make Afrobeat for a living. Right. You know, because I love it, but I don't love it as much as hip hop. Not even close. Like I love it. Don't get me wrong, but hip hop is my shit. I love hip hop. You know?
And I appreciate your honesty because people think because you have that heritage that you have to go to your roots and you have to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But you might like rock. You know what I'm saying? You might like pop. You don't want to do Afrobeat. So that's good that you're honest about it.
Yeah, I like Afrobeat, but it's not the kind of artist I want to be now. And I see a lot of Nigerian American artists who, you know, may have been doing hip hop, and then when they notice that the Afrobeat kind of caught flame in 2019, they start making that, and I'm like, all right, be careful now because if you catch a hit in that realm, that's what people are going to expect from you for the rest of your career. So you know, you only get one chance to make a first impression. So it's like you have to. I don't want to go make an Afrobeat song and that shit is what blows me up. And then people expect that, you know, it's going to be hard to come with what I actually want to come with. So it's like, nah, I just do what I stay in my lane, do what I like to do. And if the right song comes about, I'll do it. But I'm not about to even front like I want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Absolutely. Yo, man. Yeah. So you got a project that's up your sleeve, man. You got something that's about to, I guess, knock everybody out and hit the streets. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, I was gonna put it out sooner, but I decided to hold on to it and keep working on it. I want to put out. I have a single off of it coming though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna come out on July 11th. It's a banger.
Oh.
July 11th is my birthday, so I'm gonna put it on my birthday.
Hey, happy
I know
birthday.
somebody that right, that's crazy. You're Cancer.
Cancer, yeah.
As a Cancer man,
I don't know much about astrology. I'm gonna tell you that right
okay, I just got. I know about Cancers.
Okay.
Okay, what do you look for in a woman?
I don't. How do I?
Into the mic.
I feel like I look for the same things everybody else looks for in the sense of beauty on the inside and outside, and then obviously intelligence. Character, you know, somebody that's trustworthy. Yeah, I would say that. I would say just beauty, both on the inside and outside, and then just a trustworthy, good person. Because I feel like you could be beautiful, but if I can't trust you, then what are we doing? Absolutely. There's no point.
Loyalty is key.
Loyalty, yeah, okay. Things like that.
So what's the name of the new record?
The new album is Untitled. That's part of the thing is when you make an album, it's how you felt 2 weeks ago, you might go through something that makes you want to be nah. So working title right now, but I have a bunch of records stacked up for it. Okay. But the title of it, I would say TBD, to be determined.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a working title right now.
That might be the title right there.
Right.
Just dropped Untitled.
Right. Hey. No, Kendrick did it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Fire, man. For sure, man. Well, we always like to end these with just positive words of affirmation. So, you know, for anybody who's just on the come up trying to get like you, what are some positive words that you can provide to anybody on their way, bro?
I would say just be focused, you know, on what you want. Know what you want. Be focused. Be determined, and be relentless towards getting it. and then educate yourself on the business side of the music business.
Right.
Because, you know, we've heard the cautionary tales too many times. You know, somebody who makes a great song or makes a great album, but because they didn't know much about the business, they didn't get to reap the full benefits of their labor and stuff. So just educate yourself on the music business side of it and know what you're getting yourself into before you sign anything and things like that.
True that. Wise words, man.
Right.
And on behalf of us, since you bringing us gifts, we got gifts for you too,
Right.
big dog. Hey, man, this your own chaotic eyeball.
Oh shit, it's a pop filter.
Yeah, so you put that over your mic. You came a long way from the pantyhose, man. So yeah, you put that over your mic. It's gonna make you sound like you in the booth, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it. I
love.
need this because I always take my mic on the road. So.
Nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be your best friend. Trust me. And it's been brought to my knowledge that you're gonna bless us with some bars too,
Absolutely.
right? Absolutely. Nice. So before we hop into that, please introduce this record and also let all of our listeners know how to get in contact with you, bro.
Well, this record is just a freestyle, so
okay.
I don't have a title or anything, but you can hit me up on Instagram, Bugus, Bugus, or you can hit me up on Twitter, Bugus Diemon, Bugus Diemon, and yeah, that's about it.
Cool. So what song?
I have one question. How'd you get the name?
My full name is Unnabugu. It's Nigerian, and my uncle, he just called me Bugus ever since I was a kid.
Okay.
And I just ran with it. I mean, that's just what everybody's called me my whole life. So when I started being an artist, I was like, I'm gonna just run with that.
Right.
Dope.
Yeah.
Fire. Dope. So please let us know what record you want our listeners to hear from you then.
Oh, to play right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just put out a new joint called Never in Town. It's me featuring Russ. It's a complete banger. I think it's a smash. I think it's perfect for the summertime. Mm-hmm. It's called Never in Town, and it's available on all the DSPs, Spotify, Apple, Tidal, YouTube. Anywhere you find music, you can find it.
Absolutely. We're finna jump into this record, and then we're gonna come back with some bars.
Nice.
Infinite Vibes, Taste, Dash Radio, Bugus is in the building.
Yes, sir.